Okay, welcome back to our team call. That's all I'm gonna say. Need like an intro. Somebody should come up with an intro.
Like Rachel Hollis and her husband, they have their own little theme song. It's so cute. Every morning at 8 o'clock, they have like half an hour of a morning show, and they have their own song.
And they do that on their her live, like her Instagram, right? Yeah.
Yep, Facebook and Instagram live. Yeah,
that's what we need. Maybe as our team calls get bigger, I'll start having like an intro song while we wait for everybody to get on. Okay, so I want to talk about a couple things. One, we'll talk about like the last chunk of the book because I feel like that's the like implementing part, so we can talk about that. And I'll talk about a little bit how I've kind of like implemented it into how I'm like not prospecting, but how I'm like bringing people through. Ooh, yeah. How I'm bringing like my I don't want to call them, I guess, coaching prospects through the system into new coaching and like that whole system. Hey, Kenya. And then we'll talk about planning out April, since it's already the end of March, which is ridiculously insane that it's already the last day of March. And then part of what I want to talk about with this is talking about the bridges. Did you guys finish this one yet from last week? Okay. Jen, did you? You had a lot to finish. You had like the whole book to finish.
I read like 2 pages and I fucking fell asleep.
Well,
and then like all week I had so much stuff going on. I was literally, I think it was 2 hours ago, I was like, you know what? I bet you I can get half of this book done.
No, not half the book in a half hour. But read it because I feel like you'll like.
I need to.
You know, it'll be good. Too bad you can't get it on audio, because that would probably be like super awesome. But I don't think
you can't.
Well, I don't think he has it on audio because he's not like an author. He's just like this. He just publishes book. You know,
I couldn't find it anywhere except Amazon.
Yeah. See, yeah. So Tiff, we'll kind of go back and forth, and then like.
Oh, hold on, Kenya. Lauren got this book for everybody, or if they didn't earn it or whatever, you were told to get it for March book club. Don't feel bad. I didn't read it, so
you'll still learn. You'll still learn from what we're talking about the rest of the call. But this is a good book to get since you're Emerald now, and start reading it. But I think the biggest thing I wanted to talk about was crossing. He calls them these bridges, and there's like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 bridges. So I kind of wanted to talk about the bridges and see where like you guys feel like you're at and how we can like work to the next quote unquote bridge. So the first bridge is, well, there's 5. The first bridge is a bridge of becoming a customer, which all of you guys have crossed that bridge, obviously. A customer. The second bridge is becoming a distributor. And this is where kind of like I feel, I don't know, I have mixed not reviews, but mixed like feelings about this. Because he talks about like when you're a distributor, you're like basically just became a coach, going from being unsure to excited about the product, now was considering, he's sharing about one of his coaches that started. Sharing the products but wasn't sure about the business opportunity, and then so she basically crossed into becoming a coach. All the kids. And then a working distributor. See, this is where he talks about not being a working distributor until you hit diamond, which I feel like I don't agree with. Because I feel like you guys who are working and you're showing up every day and you're doing the daily things are a working coach. You know, you're just not, you haven't gotten to that bridge yet of becoming a leader, entering the leadership role yet, which I feel like is a role you really hit when you hit diamond, when you actually have like your own coaches under you and you're like leading them to do the same things that you're doing. So becoming a working coach, I would feel like for me is if I know that you're showing up every day and you're like getting on team calls and you're doing the action steps that we're talking about and we're talking and you're like, yeah, I'm doing these things and I'm posting and you're doing all the things, right? And then the next bridge is entering leadership, which to me would be becoming a diamond coach, bringing on working coaches, not just discount coaches. Let's see, attracting more people who are interested in the business opportunity than just like a challenge group, and just really starting to like build your own team. And then the last bridge is becoming a leader of leaders, which would be obviously like starting to have your own leaders on your team. And this is where, like, if you guys remember in the book, he talks about how like finding a leader of leaders is super like rare. It's like a diamond in the rough, where he talks about like he has a team of like 30,000 and he said he maybe has like 3 leader of leaders in that whole team, which is insane, you know? So becoming a leader of a leader is very like, I don't want to say hard, but it's like, it's not, when you're bringing on people, not everybody's going to be a leader of leaders, if that makes sense, you know? But that doesn't mean you guys can't be leaders of leaders. So I just thought that was interesting to see like different stages that you guys can kind of put your people in that you're talking to, like, oh, this, you know, maybe she's a discount coach and she's more of like customer distributor, and that's where she's just going to stay forever. Or they start to like branch out and start moving up. So for me, I think a lot of you guys are in the working distributor. Jen, you're working on getting to the leadership. You're close to that with Almost Diamond. So that's where I feel like you guys are at. All 4 of you, 3 of you. The working. Let's see what else. Did you have any ahas, Tiff, when you were reading the last little section?
I didn't really have anything highlighted in that chapter.
Okay.
But I thought it was interesting too, where it said, you know, in the section where it says be a mentor first and a friend second. Like, I guess I struggle with that, and I'm not even like I don't have coaches underneath me or anything yet. But that's one thing that I feel like is hard for me, I guess. Like, I feel like I'd have a hard time with that tough love scenario.
That's where I feel like I struggled with for a long time too. And I feel like I'm now just starting to get into that, like, okay, you guys came on to be mentored by me. It's my job to mentor you. And like, if I see something that you could tweak or you could do better or different, it's my job to like let you know that. Where in the past I would be like, confrontation I was really bad at. So like in the past I would just like rather be your friend than like actually mentor, and that wasn't doing anybody, it was like doing everybody a disservice, right? Like it doesn't really help anybody build a business if their quote unquote leader isn't really like mentoring them right. So I think it takes confidence building, or like just having an attitude where you're like tough love starting out, which is probably Jen. But like not all of us have that skill. We have to learn it or build our confidence up, I think, to where we can feel comfortable being like, okay, this is what I see you're posting. This is how we can like tweak it. Because I feel like that's where the biggest part is with like, is posting on social media and just like the messaging behind, where we can really mentor and like ask questions like, okay, this is what you keep saying. Like, let's work through that block. Instead of just like, because I know for me too, in the past, I got so stuck on like, quote unquote, mentoring with like the back office stuff. Like, oh, let's go through the back office. Where are you struggling in the back office? Blah, blah, blah. And that stuff is like, they can figure that out, right? Take like an hour or 2 and like go through your back office, go through that training. Like it's super self-explanatory. That's not something that like, I feel like us as mentors need to like take that extra time to like walk you through everything in the back office. But I feel like what's game changer is helping you walk through becoming just that leader in your life and working through those blocks and limiting beliefs and like all that kind of stuff. That's where my shift has switched from being like just an average leader to like really helping you guys work through your stuff. And that helps. Oh, she looks like she just woke up from a nap. You look like you're ready for summer. With your tank
ready
top
for
on.
summer.
Yeah, we're all ready for summer.
Crabby pants. I need crabby pants.
What else? I'm trying to think. Building trust, I think, is really huge. And sharing, like she talked about that a little bit. Building trust with like the people you're mentoring and like sharing like the struggles you have. I don't know what else. I think that was really like, I feel like the last couple chapters were really of just like game, like steps on how to implement, like how he starts his people off and mentors. Yeah. Anything else you thought of that you like, Jen? I mean, not Jen, Tiff.
I guess like not quite to where I can implement that stuff yet because I don't have coaches.
Right.
Yet, but yeah.
But I think having the system ready to go is huge because then you're not scrambling. And it's that like, it's the whole like, God's not going to give you more than you're ready for. So like if you're not ready for those coaches to come in with a system or something to like plug them into, you might not get them, or you're just going to get coaches who like don't really want to work the business yet, you know? So, so for me, I'll share with you guys like the system I've kind of been implementing, and I tweak it. I feel like I tweak it all the time depending on the person. But so like I have started sharing, I can get this pulled up. I started sharing, I'm going to share my screen share with you guys too. That's super short, and it's in the learnings tab under like what is coaching. It's like a 7-minute video. So when someone asks like, oh, what do you do? Or like, what is coaching? Or I want more info on it. I'm just sending that video. And then if they want like more info, I'm sending them, having them fill out this form. And in my form, I have 2 videos that I've made, one sharing my story and then one sharing like the very basics of what we do as coaches. And then this is, I feel like I talked about this on one of our calls in the past about how like I tried to implement this because he talked about like getting on the phone with your prospects and stuff like that. And I tried that with one of the girls that I thought would be amazing at coaching, and she was interested. And it's like, it was so hard to coordinate schedules. And it reminded me as to why I don't do that because it's so hard to like it's so hard. I mean, now we just text back and forth, but it was so hard to actually get her on the phone. So I'll like give this option to people, but if they don't want to, I'll just be like, okay, well, let's chat over like texting and like what questions you have and whatnot like that. And then going from there to like after they get signed up, I send them a welcome email that I actually created. And I wonder if I should try and like download it so I can upload it to our group. But I have it in MailChimp. So I just have to go in there and I like put it in MailChimp and it automatically sends out. But for the longest time I was just sending it like through Gmail. Then I do a GSR call and I have them go through the learning welcome email in the Facebook or the Freedom Tribe learning tab for like their new coach kind of training. And then I'm having them do this list of, and this is something I learned from the Bob Heilig training I'm doing. And obviously this probably, it's going to depend. Some people might go through it and it might be like a 2-day process. Some people might go through it and it might be a 2-week process. You know, every new coach is totally different. But I'm having them make a list of like, instead of making a list of 100 people right away, I'm having them make a list of like the 10 people who would be easiest to like talk about coaching or products or anything with, and then a list of 10 people who they think they would love to do this with. Like they'd be like their best prospects. So like anybody you think would be amazing at coaching or really benefit from the products or whatever, make that list. And then after I get the list or after they've created the list, get on another call with them and go from there. And if they want more training, I did create this, which I haven't used yet with anybody just because it's kind of extensive. But that's kind of like my outline of what I'm having people like funnel through. But I'm really just having them focus on the video I made was it last week? And I talked about, is Dale not home? No. I love it.
Nope. He doesn't get off until 7:30, and then he doesn't get home until like 8.
Oh, that's okay. Mom life. It happens.
The married mom single life starts
soon?
April 1st.
Your single life mom?
Married, what did I say?
Married single life? Single married life? Is that
married. Oh my God, I just had it. It's like married mom, single mom. There we go. Married single mom. Yeah. I'm married, but he doesn't live at home.
Oh yeah, everybody's sad about it.
Yeah.
But I'm really having them focus on that video I created, and every 2 weeks I'm going to go into Freedom Tribe and just do a new coach basics and talk about like what they should be focusing on as a new coach. And honestly, like if I might just have them like focus on this and then going through like some of these just on the GSR call and talking to them about like why they wanted to join as a coach and like that kind of stuff. And it's honestly like trial and error. I'll probably do this with like the people who sign up in April. And if I'm like, ooh, I don't like that process, I'm going to trial and error and do something different. And I think with you guys too, it's like, find some sort of like system, even if it's just like, okay, I'm sending them this video when they're interested, have them fill out the form. So I have like them in a form somewhere, sign up, welcome email, and then go from there. Because some coaches you might not have get on a GSR call. I mean, I don't know how many, I don't even know if, I think we did GSR calls with you two. I don't remember if we did, but I know like I didn't do a GSR call with Joelle when I first started because I was like, what? And I know she didn't do a GSR call with her coach when she first started. So you might have people that just don't want to get on the phone, but you can do that. Like you can do the same thing through like texting or email or whatever. So everybody's going to be a little bit different, but that's kind of my new coach steps, and really just having them focus on like their journey, sharing their journey, reaching out to one person or reaching out to like one person a day from their list of people kind of thing. So that's like the basics I've been telling them to do. Jen, what have you been having like your new coaches do? Because Kenya is your one who's like actually working it. So what did you have to call?
Hold on one sec. Hi babe, I'm on a team call. Love you too, bye.
Get home. No, just kidding.
He just got done with work.
Oh, that means he's on his way.
So what I do, it's usually 2 weeks at the end of the month. I invite hardcore every day, 10, 15 people per day. And then whoever I do get within that 2 weeks, my calendar keeps moving and I don't know which way to look. And usually the first 2 weeks of each month, I just invest that into the girls, helping them get on the right track, any of their things that they're worried about. Like my entire attention is on them for the first 2 weeks. And then I just keep repeating that process. And the last couple of months, it's been going really good.
So what did you have Kenya start out with right away, since she was like wanting to work the business? Because you like a lot of the rest of your girls were ones who just kind of wanted to be more discounty coaches. Or did you just run with it?
Not so much. It was like any question that she had, I answered, and then more important stuff that she needed to know right away. And yeah, we're just kind of winging it at the moment.
Yeah.
Because she's my first one, so.
Yeah. Did you send welcome emails out to like your discountee ones too? You just plugged them into your accountability group and went from.
I don't even have a welcome email. I don't even know what to put in a welcome email.
Well, I'll share mine, and then you guys can I just put in there what they're what to focus on. Basically, what's in that video I created, what to focus on, what their Beachbody link is, the groups I'm going to be adding them to. My phone number, maybe, I don't know, super simple, because I feel like in the past I've had welcome emails that were here's links to everything you need to know, here's a bajillion trainings, here's everything, and then I would never hear back from anybody because they'd get that email and they'd be like, holy crap, what is this, so now it's just super simple, and I'll share that with you guys if I can get it off of my MailChimp thing. But sometimes, winging it the first, semi-winging it, you kind of had a plan, I'm gonna plug them into my group and really devote time to them there and answer any questions for coaches who actually want to run with it. And that kind of brings me into planning out your month, because we could kind of talk about that a little bit. Because I think I like how you had it, and I have notes that I'm kind of thinking about. I like how you had it where the first 2 weeks before a group, you really focus on just inviting. And then when the group starts, take 2 weeks to really focus on just those people in there. And I would even say if you had a group and you didn't have anyone that necessarily signed up as coaches for that group, you could even focus the 2 weeks that your challenge group started, focus on talking about coaching, or even inviting to coaching those 2 weeks too. So it's not every day you're trying to do a little bit of both, if that makes sense. Some people like to work their business like that, where they do just a little bit every single day, 1 or 2 invites for coaching, 1 or 2 invites for a challenge group every single day. Some people like to do it in bulk, kind of what Jen was doing. I'm going to invite massively for 2 weeks for my challenge group, and then I'm going to pull back and just focus on those people. And I think that's perfect. But if you don't have any people who join as coaches, then it's kind of then you need to take a little bit of time to talk about coaching, or invite to coaching, unless you just want to try and funnel your customers into coaches, which could work too.
No, last time we talked, I don't even waste my time with the coach invites, because I want them to know what it's like to even get a transformation. Right. And then for me, it feels like I waste a whole day trying to convince someone what's good for them.
Right.
You can't make people do what they don't want to do.
Right.
So I personally think it's a waste of time.
Right.
So I just like to put them in a group and an accountability group, and that way they get other women putting their 2 cents in, they get to put their 2 cents in, everyone is evolving together, and when they start to get a transformation, it becomes addicting, and they're like, I want to do this, tell me what to do. And then that's when it's, yes, this is what we do for coaching.
Right.
You've been doing it for the last however. It's as simple as that.
Right. And then you don't have to even convince them, because they've already fell in love with everything. And you said, you'll have people that fall off. You'll have people that do sign up as discount coaches, and they decide this isn't for me, or I can't do Shakeology every single month, or X, Y, and Z. And that's even with customers, you're going to have people that do that. But I think I like that mentality, especially for newer coaches, to just work on getting people to join your challenge group and really pouring love into them and helping them get results. And when they start sharing their results, it's okay, this is exactly what we do. You can invite to coaching, or maybe they're already a discount coach, and then you can kind of be okay, let's start with the next step of sharing your journey, and slowly funneling them that way. And that would be so simple. That's
literally so in a Beachbody training, it tells you to do that. It doesn't tell you to send out coach invites. It tells you to get people into your challenge group, and then switch them from discount coaches to actual working coaches.
In what training did you say? In the
Beachbody training.
Like converting them. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, because they already start to go on social media more because they're like, oh my gosh, look at me. I want a little bit more attention because I feel better about myself. And it keeps snowballing. It's a snowball effect. So once you tell them like, well, you've already been on social media like twice as much than you usually are, plus you're sharing your journey, that's all it is.
Right.
That's all you have to do.
Right.
So.
And then I think even the next step after that is like once they're doing that is to start kind of like what you said when you were talking, but basically like start reaching out to those people who are liking and commenting on their posts of them sharing their journey. That's as simple as it. Like I had a newer coach reach out to me and she was like, hey, I'm ready to go, but I don't know who to talk to. And I'm like, okay, well, I went to her page and I was like, okay, you haven't posted anything about anything you're doing. Like that makes it hard to talk to anybody, you know? So like if you guys who are watching the recording too, you're like, okay, I want to do this, but I have no idea where to even start, like who to talk to. It's like, okay, well, have you been sharing your journey at all? And you can go even deeper. Like if you haven't been sharing your journey, you're probably not committed to your journey yet. So like you can almost just start like there, commit to your journey, show up every day, share your journey. That will give you people to talk to. Like those 3 things I feel like are the easiest thing to start with. And then for ones who want to run, like follow the tracker. There's the next like step 4.
That tracker is awesome.
Mm-hmm. What is that?
It's the
that paper.
The Success Club tracker. Mm-hmm. And it's so funny because you guys should, I don't even think we had a tracker 7 years ago.
No.
I think everybody was like, oh,
open that door.
It's like, it just got dark on your end.
I can't just shut off the light on me. Turn the light on.
We were all like, I just remember like when I first signed up, Joelle just said like, what did she say? Invite every day and like send out 3 to 5 business like presentations every single week and work on signing up like 3 to 5 coaches every single month. Like that was what we were given. And it was like, okay, what do I even do?
Usually within the last 2 years, so much has changed.
Even in the last
back in 2009 when I bought my first program, like
right.
Whole different world.
Right. Well, and I think it's had to because of social media changing. And Jen, did you have stuff pop up from 2 years ago when we went to the Josh Coates thing? Have you had any?
I haven't seen anything pop up yet.
I had stuff on Snapchat pop up, and I was like,
oh my gosh, was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, holy cramonies. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But yeah, things have like as social media changes and like we've had Beachbody on demand versus like DVDs, like things have just like evolved, and I love that. Like
those have phased out.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
I think like I just love that Beachbody is growing with everything else, and they're not like stuck in the we're gonna keep DVDs or we're gonna do you see pictures now? Isn't that funny?
Oh my god,
yeah. Like staying stuck in this is what we're gonna do forever instead of like growing with the times, because it makes it easier for like us to do it. So yeah,
I'm really super proud of them for becoming more affordable for people that like want and need to get healthier, but they don't have a huge budget. So
because
I'm super proud of them.
In the past, I remember when I bought Insanity. Oh my gosh, I might have got Insanity for Christmas actually one year because I was like $120. Like that's insane.
I paid $150 for the Insanity box.
$150, isn't that insane? And now people can get a challenge pack for $140. Like
with everything.
It's mind-boggling to me. And I think people
I figured it out today, and it's like 28 cents a day. If you do the $99 a year, it's 28 cents a day. That's it. Insane. Like you can put a quarter in a jar every day.
Dang.
That's good info to know. That's good. That's like
that is good info.
When people are like, I don't have money, it's like, okay, well, or even knowing what it breaks down
to. That $5 coffee that you buy every day, like.
Right. Well, even like what it breaks down to a month. because I feel like so many people go to the gym and waste money at the gym and they don't even go. And that's at least, I don't know. I don't even know what a membership costs.
I ran into a girl at the bar a couple weekends ago, and she was like, "Oh my God, you have to get a hold of me and tell me what you're doing." And I kind of gave her a little spiel of it, and she's like, "Oh my God, like, do I have to give up my nails?" And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "I would rather be fat than give up my nails." And I was like, "Are you serious right now?"
It's $8 a month.
What does giving up her nails have to do with like getting healthy?
Because getting your nails done is like $80 a month.
Oh, and she didn't want to have to like, okay. So money was an issue, obviously. That's funny. Some people.
Just ridiculous.
Yeah. She's not ready yet. She'll come around. Go ahead.
So like kind of talking what you guys were talking about, like the same people like pictures and posts and everything every time. And then, so I'll message people, like Jen had said, just like send out messages to anybody who likes something, who views your story, like whatever. And I do that, and I've been ghosted by like a bajillion people. So do you send like a follow-up a day later or 2 days later and just be like, hey, so life gets crazy. Did you see my mess? You know, like how do you, or do you just like let it go?
I don't. I wait. I assume that when they see the message and you see that they ghosted you, they're not ready. I don't know how many times I've heard from hundreds of coaches that it's literally they got a message once a month from their coach, and it took them anywhere from 2 months to a whole year of getting a message every month before they said yes. So for me, it's just, you seen it, I'm not going to bug you. You're going to waste my time.
Well, that's what I thought is like I would be annoyed if somebody was like, hey, I sent you a message 2 days ago and you didn't reply. Did you see it? Like, like I've followed up with people that are like, yeah, I'm really interested in that. Can you send me info and send me like a share card email and whatever, and then never hear anything. So I'm like, oh, hey, do you have any questions? Like, did you see it? But otherwise,
I usually don't follow up. But when I have my next challenge rolling around, like a month or so later, I send it again.
Okay, to the same people. Like, hey, just wondering if you wanted, do you like send a different message? Like, cause I just basically typed up like copy and pasted.
Yeah, because if it's a different challenge group, like
I don't want to send like the same message and be like, hey, do you want to join this one? Or so you just be like, we have another one.
I did my Transform 20 challenge group, so I sent invitations out for that. If they ghosted me, that's cool. If they're still watching my stories and everything, like I see them liking my stuff, so it's not like they don't like me. You know, it's not like I'm just reaching out to random people.
Yeah.
I'm curious about what I'm doing. So now I'm doing Ultimate Portion Fix. So now I sent out a new message geared towards that challenge group to the same people. And some people like have responded. It's just like, I don't know why they ghost me, but
I think it depends on where they are at in like their own journey. Or like maybe they're like, oh, I couldn't do fitness. But then like you said, you're talking about just nutrition now, and they're like, oh, I could do just nutrition. Or like, I have my nutrition down, but I need help with the fitness part of it. And sometimes it's like, it takes like kind of like what Jen said, but it takes like people seeing your stuff like 5 to 7 times before they even like will comment or message or like say I'm interested. But that if they're constantly like watching and liking and stuff like that, I wouldn't necessarily. I'm trying to think of like what I do, because I have a lot of the same people who like and comment on my stuff. And sometimes if they're like the same people all the time, I'll be like, girl, like I see you giving me all the love. Like, how's it going? Are you ready to join me or something like that? Instead of like the same message I have been sending out, like, thanks for liking my stuff, whatever. And if they're constantly like liking, I'll say something like that, like, girl, you're liking all my stuff. Like, thanks for all the love always, but are you ready to join me? Or like, whatever. It kind of depends on how I feel that day, but that's kind of how I go from it.
I've even seen coaches, like the ones that love to be super awkward, they usually go off their phone and they talk or whatever, and they're like, I'm waiting for some people, and they get real close to the camera. I'm waiting for you. I fucking love those coaches.
Like in their stories, or like, I see you. I
Like,
see you creeping on me, you know? Yeah.
I'm waiting for you to text me back. Yeah.
Right. Because sometimes it just takes, like, you're going to want people to be ready to join you when they sign up, not just because they're like, oh my God, I'm sick of this girl saying, like, messaging me, I'm just going to sign up. Because there are going to be people who fall off. And then, like, for me, I feel more like, I don't know what the word is, but I guess for me, I would rather have people be ready and have it take them 6 months before they join me and actually commit versus like join me the first month and then fall off for 6 months and not do anything with me after they've actually like bought in their challenge pack. Cause then that makes me feel like, I can't, like, I feel helpless. Like I can't help you. You have your stuff. And it's just sitting there and like, now you're ignoring me. Where I'd rather have them like wait the 6 months and then sign up when they're ready. And, you know, so timing.
Yeah, oh God, that's killer when they have their stuff and they fall off and it's like, just wait, don't quit. Just
I know.
talk to me. I had a girl quit on me because her and her boyfriend ate out too much, but she was losing weight. And it's like, wait, don't quit. Just give me a minute. Just talk to me.
Yep.
No, it's a waste of my time. Okay.
I had a girl I was talking to, she reached out about the Portion Fix stuff, and I was like talking to her about that, and she was like, oh, it's the containers. Everybody's saying that, like, oh, it's the container thing, and I'm like, okay, well, just wait a second. And I was like,
Every time I hear that, I'm like, bitch, those containers are going to save your ass.
I know. Well, and for her, I don't even remember what I had asked her, but I was like, okay, well, what do you have? Like, I don't even remember what I asked her, but I just remember her response being like, I just feel like it's a waste of space. I just feel like they're a waste of space. But yet she like struggled with her nutrition or something like that. And I was like, okay, I'm sure you can find more things that you're wasting space with, but whatever. Like I'm like, sometimes you have to be to the point where you're like, do I really want to like try and dig into it more with you, or just like not waste my time and go to people who actually like maybe are more interested in not having containers waste space. So, whatever.
I don't know how many conversations I've had with someone and I'm like, just stop right now before you waste half a day. Just trying to convince them.
Yep.
It's not going to happen.
I wanted to go through April quick for you guys. Kind of like my plan for April. Which will start, that's what I was going to talk about too. The Spring Forward Portion Fix group. So there's a team page with it, and I don't know if you guys are all in it, but I think you all are in it. Most of you are in it. So with that, I have the posts are going to be like scheduled from April 1st on. So the actual like autumn posts are going to be scheduled. So for those of you who are getting certified, like if you ever feel like you learn something or want to share something, you can feel free to like jump in there and go live and share whatever. Like it's not just my group, it's team-wide group. So if you have people in there who are doing, it's just for people who are doing Ultimate Portion Fix, and they can do work, like obviously workouts with it, but not for people who aren't doing the Portion Fix.
My mother does workout.
My mother does workouts.
So she better be doing her workouts.
Almost, you would have got called out if you weren't.
I know.
So you guys can keep adding people up until like April 1st, and I probably won't add people after April 1st because they won't get any of their stuff until after then. But the first, I mean, they could use a journal, I guess, too, to start writing stuff with, but you can still keep adding people. I'll mute you, Kenya. You don't have to worry about them talking. That's okay. And then, like I said, you guys can post, like, treat it like it's your challenge group too. So if you have any tips that you want to share or shout outs or video that you want to go live, like, share whatever you want to share. I just already had, like, my assistant she's going to schedule all the stuff for, like, the actual, like, daily tips or videos or whatever you want to call them. So those will be scheduled starting on April 1st. And then the 3rd and the 17th, I'm going to go live in Freedom Tribe and do like that 30-minute new coach basic training again. So if you guys have new coaches, sign up anywhere in between there. You can have them like jump in there. And the video will be in the group always. So they're in there. And then I was thinking about doing an info into coaching group on the 10th, since the first 2 weeks of April, I'm kind of going to like adopt what Jen does, but those first 2 weeks of April, I'm going to be inviting to coaching. So like, I'm not going to be inviting to challenge group stuff because challenge group I won't have another one for a while. So I'll be inviting to our info group that will be on the 10th. And it will be a team-wide info group about coaching. So I haven't decided how we'll do it yet. If it will just be something where like, we've kind of like how we've done in the past, where like maybe some of you guys share your story in there and then like I jump in and share like the basics, or we just do one live. I don't know yet, but that's going to be kind of like the game plan. And then the rest of the month, I'll probably be inviting to my next challenge group, whenever that will be after Easter. So that's kind of like my game plan for April.
Do we know the date that the Morning Meltdown comes out?
I don't.
I know it's in May. I don't think I've heard an actual date.
Is it really in May already?
It's May, or maybe it's June.
I thought it was Summit.
Oh.
Was it coming out in Summit in July or no?
I feel like I just saw something on.
I know the new Vegan Recover is coming out in May.
Maybe that's what I saw.
I thought I saw something about Jericho's stuff coming out at Summit in July.
Maybe.
But also in April is Super Saturday weekend.
It officially launches October 1st, so usually a month before that.
So I wonder if they'll probably have pre-order like a month or two before that.
Mm-hmm.
Or early access or something, kind of like what they did for Shanti. I feel like for Transform 20, they had like 2 months of early access. Because that still hasn't launched yet.
Yeah, and it came out January? No, wasn't it January?
Yeah, the middle of January. So if they do something like that, they'll maybe have it launch, like early access launch at Summit, and then officially be on Beachbody On Demand for customers in October.
And that's like the next one, right? There's not any other programs coming out.
Not that we know of.
Yeah.
For us, it's July 1st.
Okay, July 1st. For early access or just coaches?
Offers go on sale July 1st, and VIP early access begins July 29th.
Okay, so like right after Summit.
It goes on Beachbody On Demand October 1st.
Okay, so that will be then. But what was I going to say? Super Saturday weekend is the 13th for those of you who are. I haven't decided yet. Nick doesn't know if he's going to be gone that weekend or not. If he is home, I'm going to be going down to the cities for the Super Saturday one, I think.
I got Dale to go to the next Super Saturday.
That's in April.
Yeah.
The 12th? Are you guys going down to the cities?
13th? 12th, 13th? Yeah.
13th? Yeah. You are?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with all the kids?
One of the grandparents.
Who knows? But we're leaving.
Oh, shit. I talked to my in-laws about Summit. I didn't talk to them about Super Saturday. Oh, wait, that's a lie. Kim's got them.
No. Somebody has them because we're going to be gone.
Damn. Yeah, that's all I know.
Okay, so you're going down to the cities.
Yeah.
That's where I'll be going. And Tiff, I don't know if you have anything that weekend. I'll be going down there if Nick is home.
Okay.
And I think Joelle wanted to go down. I don't know if she'll want to go down for the day or go down for the day and stay one of the nights. I haven't even looked to see like when it's at, like what time it's at.
Okay.
It's at 9 in the morning.
I hate when they're like the super early ones. So.
And there's nobody super special coming.
No.
No.
But it's good to be.
There's a few people from corporate.
Oh, who? Jeff Hill was the last one, so I'm sure they won't have anyone like super big from corporate.
Gotta be fixed. Oh yeah, it's also the what is it called? It has something to do, get your fix on. You wear the color of your favorite container.
Oh.
So like everyone's going to be in yellow.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, 6-star diamond coach, 2-time elite coach, Caitlin Brown. Talks about consistency. Following Nicole and Jeff Headland. Brianna Meredith, something. Yeah.
Okay, well, energy and vibe is good. Do you guys have any questions about anything? Otherwise, we can wrap it up.
No, that should be good.
Okay. I don't have anything else. I think we went over everything I wanted to talk about. Yeah, we should take
Picture.
Picture.
Smile, bitches.
Oh, I got it. Don't worry.
I was like, usually you do get it. So I'm just gonna smile.
Everybody just smile pretty. Kenya, you're on here twice. Do you know that? Or what?
Then I got back in.
Okay.
I thought that I was out, and then I got back in, and then I could hear you talking twice, and I couldn't figure out why. Because my kid like started pushing buttons,
Oh no.
and I don't know how to make the other one go away.
It just went away.
Yep.
Oh.
You're good.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, he's ready. Hold on, everybody's white. Why is everybody white?
I'm just gonna stay here
Yeah, keep smiling.
for
Okay. I'll
I'm
post
pretty
it
used to
on
it.
the page. And then, does anyone have anything like topics or questions they want to talk about next month or next Monday?
We should talk about. Yeah, everyone needs to get off. It's almost 8. We should talk about the whole leg process. And like I understand how you switch them back and forth, but like once you start getting a bigger team, like do you just let it do it automatically, or do you have to switch it every time?
Yeah, we can talk about that next week. We could talk about that too. I feel like on maybe a one-on-one call with me and you, because that might be like over the head of like super.
I tried explaining it to Kenya because she's starting to get a few, and I was like, oh God, I barely understand it myself.
Right.
So
Yeah. We can talk a little bit about it, and then if you want to go like more in depth, we can get on a call and talk about it a little bit.
But otherwise, that's about the only thing I would think about talking about tomorrow, or I mean Monday.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, well.
Good night.
Okay, good night.